Hey everybody, Michelle here with Social Studio, and I'm at a local park where I came to do some work and thought I would just open up with that beautiful tree right there and local bus and people hanging out, sitting on the grass, sitting at tables, going for walks. I encourage you to get out and get some fresh air and sunshine. So today's just a little bit different because I'm not with my partner, Helena. Hey Helena, I see you watching. So because I'm at the park and I did have power and data on my phone, but it would not connect. So I'm going directly on my phone to our group and we'll just have to share it from there. And maybe Helena will share this on the various pages where we usually share. I just want to take a few minutes because I've been thinking about networking and talk to you about networking. So for our businesses, we're doing things a lot differently right now, aren't we? We are doing a lot of virtual events and Zoom and StreamYard and Facebook Live and uploading videos and, different kinds of communication. What we're used to is going to the places. And I have found, and I've really been considering this, I don't think at least I'm not. What do you think? Comment in the thread. Are you any less busy than you were before doing networking? So before you had to drive there, so you're saving money on gas. You're saving time to travel. But we're going from event to event online, right? Which is kind of cool and fun and different. And I think that that's going to carry forward. So just some thoughts about networking. I wanted to ask you some questions. And, if you see this either now live or you see it later on the replay, post your thoughts about the things that I bring up. But let me just backtrack and say hi again. Michelle here, Social Studio. This is kind of a new idea that Helena Richardson and myself came up with just to kind of support local and not local business owners and, share tips with social media, with marketing. And that's what I see happening all over the place. I'm partnering with lots of different people doing different activities, and I'm going in, visiting different groups and sharing tips and ideas through video. I see people like interviewing other business owners, and there's all kinds of really great things that probably we should have been doing already. I should have been doing more of it, and certainly am doing more now. And so I think that's going to carry through. What do you think? I think that, when we get back, when everything opens up, even though it'll happen in phases, I think that we'll be able to keep the things we've learned and implement them, and that will be a way that we can continue to save. Not 100% of the time, because I sure miss that face-to-face networking. I think that it's a really important element to doing business, to being face-to-face and talking and being able to hug somebody and shake hands and just look people in the eye directly. I think that is just an important human element. As a matter of fact, I did a video about that some time ago on my YouTube channel, Triangle Social Media on YouTube. And so I've just been considering that even though, we've had to morph and change and adjust and pivot and do things differently, we're still doing what's necessary. And that's important if you want to keep your business moving forward. You've got to maintain those relationships, and you've got to continue networking and building new relationships. And so that comes through communication. So how do we communicate? Well, we have been used to networking events, and you might be part of like a BNI or some kind of a group that gets together regularly, right? You network, you talk, you share, you practice your 30-second or your 2-minute or your 10-minute pitch. You practice presenting to one another and polishing your public speaking skills, which is great because you can get feedback from those people that you trust, and you can polish yourself and sharpen your, the way you present. And there's so much good that can come out of practicing, speaking to a group of people that you trust. So the other thing that we do is we meet new people, and where we have to practice using that pitch to someone that we don't know, right? And, we might be nervous at first, or we might be completely confident. So where are you on that spectrum? How do you feel? Are you an introverted person or an extroverted person? And that affects how you network, definitely. Business owners come in all sizes and forms and personality styles, just like anybody else. And so I have seen, the shy type, and they're really pressured more because you have to network. So you have to find the way that works well for you, but you also have to come outside of your comfort zone. So even though you might not like the group, situations, and you might frequent them less, and you might find networking groups that are smaller, more comfortable, that's fine. You do what works, but it doesn't mean you don't network at all, right? So I find that I love networking. I think that human element is, to me, very important. And, friendships come from those business relationships. And as you build those relationships and collaborate together, you're supporting one another, you're helping one another, and you're growing and you're developing and you're sharpening each other, and you're kind of doing life together. So just some thoughts. I just feel, obviously that's the reasons why I think it's important. So what about when you go to a networking event? Let's just say in person. Well, what are some of the things that you've noticed about people? There's some people who are kind of, the more outgoing type, and they might dominate conversations. They might talk a lot. They might want to tell you their story, but they may not be a great listener. And so you kind of find yourself, going through the motions and carrying on. That kind of a person needs to, maybe gently be reminded that it's time for them to listen sometimes, because we all need to take turns sharing. So we need to practice and start that by being a good listener. So just some things, all of the different human personality styles come out and manifest themselves in a networking event. You see, all different types in the room. And so just some things to think about is really strong eye contact, right? And these are just basic public speaking skills. But I think it's important, when you're talking to someone, to really look them in the eye and to really focus on what they're saying, and try not to let your mind go to what you want to say next, but just really listen to what they have to say and give them that respect. I think that, we appreciate when people listen to us, and we can sense that, when people are really listening. And so eye contact, strong listening skills, just, using your body language and be all in and just really listen. And then when you're sharing, you could polish, some of your skills. Hopefully I haven't said the word too many times in this video, but that's something to think about. Saying the word and practicing your own words. And I just did it. Now I'm aware of it. Saying it so that you get more polished and you become more comfortable and it flows off, because you want to be able to share your information and the value that you have to offer without having to memorize things, because it should come from a natural, organic, indwell. It's in you. It's your passion. You love your business. And so that should just come out naturally, the things that you're going to talk about. And then as you do that and get more practice, you worry less and less about if you're one of those shy, introverted people, and the things that you would be stressed about that other people wouldn't be stressed about. Just some random thoughts that I had about networking. So, and now I'm aware of the word I'll have to work on that. Hello, Cheryl. How are you? Good to see you here. So I'd love to know what events you usually participate in. So they might be BNI, as I mentioned. There's different there's women in networking. There's different, national type of groups. And then they have satellites all over the nation, or they might have, each city. You might just have an organic group of people that have come together. It could be city focused, it could be hobby focused, it could be industry focused. It could be that you attend meetings related to your specific business, your specific brand, or it could just be, hodgepodge of everything, right? I think those are fun because you learn about people from all different industries, and you get to know different types of businesses that exist and what they do, and hear personal stories. So the purpose of, me sharing is just really to open up a conversation about networking and tell you my thoughts on things to think about the next time you go to an event, to be aware of how we are carrying ourselves and how we're communicating, the personal, public speaking skills and listening skills. And that's kind of a baseline of communication, because those habits then will attract or detract other people from us as people. If we want to build relationships and attract people and communicate and build our circle, then we've got to, offer value and be good listeners and support others. So, of course, my business is really about supporting others with their social media platforms, whether that be platform management or coaching or workshops. But, you know, as I do any of those things and I'm coaching and talking and sharing, one of the things I always say is, you know, we do have to present our business and what we have to offer. That's what we're there for. We want to make money. But to do that, to build ourselves out on social media, we need to go to the platforms of other people and we need to build them up. And so it's the same concept when we're at a networking event. Just think of it that way. You have your business card, you're going to share it, you're going to talk, but be a good listener, be all in, use your body language, your eye contact, and your strong handshake. Hopefully you're still going to handshake after all this. Maybe with the hand sanitizer in the corner, I don't know. But eventually, hopefully we get back to hugging and handshaking, right? Just think about those things and those elements and share networking events that you like to go to. Now, switching topic quickly is we've been doing a lot of virtual networking, right? So there's so many different things to think about with networking online that I think I have just seen a lot of development and sharpening amongst all the business owners that I know with all the technical things. Like, I'm probably not doing them right now, but you know, when you have your spot and it's quiet, not like right here, but you have good lighting and the angle and the lighting in the window and the camera and everything's positioned right, you know, the technical stuff. You don't want a lot of space above your head. You don't want a messy background. You don't want distractions, right? Now, it's real life, and where we're at right now, we have to be home. So if our dog starts barking, I can press the mute button, but I might not do it quick enough. If the hens are making noise, you know, that you might hear them. So I think there's a balance of grace with real life and professionalism. And, you know, we're learning, we're growing, we're doing, and we're continuing. We're doing networking online, and we're thinking about the technical things, but then we're still focusing on paying attention, being good listeners, asking questions, and sharing and polishing our public speaking. So just a few thoughts. I'd be happy to learn about your thoughts and, you know, how do you do networking? Do you do Zoom? Do you do a certain platform? Are you in a lot of groups? What kind of groups are you in? Share below, and also share your social media platform links so that I can follow you. I would love to do that. Hope you guys have a great night. I'm going to go enjoy a walk in the park. Bye-bye now.